Hey guys, it's Morgan, and you might have noticed that I'm using a different camera today. If you watched my last video, you would have noticed that the sound and the lighting was really weird. My camera takes AA batteries, and it died a lot. So the sound and the lighting was different each time I turned it back on. So I am using our GoPro today because it's much more reliable. The video I'm doing today is a wrap-up, but I'm doing a June and July combination wrap-up because in June I only read 3 books and I felt like that was enough to make a wrap-up. So in July I read 6, so to combine I did 9, so I figured that was plenty for a wrap-up. So I'm going to start with the 3 books that I read in June. It was a trilogy, the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness. So this is my all-time favorite series. I've read it twice now. The first time I was really young and I don't think I was old enough to appreciate this series. There's a lot of themes that I don't think I really understood, but then when I reread them I was like, wow, that's incredible. So I gave all 3 of these books 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. And then I can tell you a little bit about the series. I'm just gonna load this book because they're really heavy. So this series is about a boy named Todd, and he lives in a town called Prentisstown on a world called New World. And it's a lot different from our world. All of the people who live in his town can hear each other's thoughts. And then the other thing is they're all men, so there's no women. And Todd is the youngest, and so you kind of follow Todd, and he ends up finding a girl, and he's never seen a girl before because all the women died when he was a baby, and so he ends up having to go on the run from the leaders of Prentisstown, and he doesn't know why, but there's a big secret that is surrounding this town, and so it follows him and this girl that he finds, Viola, on their escape from these horrible people. And so that's kind of what the whole series is about, but I don't want to tell you anymore because there's a lot of things that would give stuff away. So yeah, love these books. I would recommend them to anybody who likes dystopian science fiction, although on the back it does say 14 and up because that is very violent and there's some language, so if you're not okay with that I wouldn't recommend them, but otherwise I would totally recommend them very highly to anybody who likes dystopian and science fiction. So those are the 3 books I read in June, and then let's get to the 6 books I read in July. So the first 5 books were a series, very popular, the Percy Jackson series. I've read this series 5 or 6 times now, but it's been a long time since I did, so I decided I needed to read them again to refresh my memory, and I'm so glad I did because they were so good. The first book and the 5th book are my favorites. I think the 5th one is my favorite a little bit more than the first one, but the first one's a very close second. I read the first one in a day, and then the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th I had a hard time. I kind of struggled. I had to like make myself read them just because I couldn't get into the story. And I don't know if it's just because they're a middle grade series or if I just wasn't in the mood or what, but then I got to the 5th book and I read the 5th book in a day also, so it was a good start and it was a good finish, just the middle was kind of slow. I gave all 5 of these books 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I really love these books and I would recommend them to anybody who likes mythology, fantasy kind of thing. They're super awesome. And if you've seen the movies, don't think you know what the books are about because the movies are very bad. As you can see, I'm wearing a shirt that says the book was better, and it's always true. So take my advice and read the books because they're awesome. And then the 6th book that I read was Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Don't get them mixed up. So I bought this book purely because of the format, the way it was written. It's like, sorry, using a dust jacket. It's like surveillance videos and like interviews, emails, and diary entries, and just all kinds of stuff, and then there's like, this is in the perspective of the AI in the book, and so that's really interesting, and it's just crazy. And I had no idea what the book was actually about, and I bought it without knowing, and I really liked it. I thought it was going to be really hard to follow and very confusing, and it wasn't. It was really easy to follow, and even though the format's very different from anything I've ever read, I really liked it. I read this, I think, in 2 or 3 days. It's 599 pages long, so yeah, I read it in 2 or 3 days. A lot of the pages don't have a lot of words on them. Some of them have like 6 or 7 words. Some of them are just pictures, so it goes a lot faster that way. But I really liked it, and I really want to read the second book. I just have to find where I can buy it. But it's probably one of my all-time favorite books. I really enjoyed it. It's about a girl named Katie and her ex-boyfriend Ezra. Basically, they break up, and then a few hours later, their planet is invaded. They end up kind of helping each other get to a safe ship that comes to rescue the people, and it's kind of just their journey on the ship trying to get to safety away from these people that invaded their planet. And it's laid out really awesome. I really liked it. I loved it. And I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because I really loved it, and I cannot wait to read the second book. I'm so excited. And then I don't know if the third book is out yet or if it's about to come out, but I'm really excited to read that one too. I'm really excited to see where it goes because it was a book where I didn't know what was going to happen next. I was surprised every time something new happened. Like, gosh, I can't believe that happened. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And that is my June-July wrap-up. I read a lot of books, and most of them were in a series. I've been trying really hard to get away from series because on my bookshelf I have almost exclusively series. I don't have very many standalones. I think I have like 10 standalones out of 200 something books. So I'm gonna try and get back into standalones. But I do want to read every book on my shelf because I've only read about half of them. So yeah, I will even be rereading the ones I have read because it's July and I've only read like 9 books. 9 books, and it was in 2 months, so a lot of the books on there I can't really remember. So I'm excited to do that. And thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am excited to get out of my reading slump and start reading more. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!